Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Progmagic about a total Pokemon of every type. You know what it is? It's the classic. It's a blank Pokemon of every type. Let's just hop in and see what designs he comes up with.
Turtle Pokemon can be found in each and every generation.
Pretty
Yet, we
much.
don't have a turtle of every type. So today, I'm going to fix that because
I like turtles.
we already have 11 types
doesn't?
covered by existing Pokemon, which leaves us 7 to fill. So let's start with the Steel type. I'm honestly shocked we don't have
okay.
a Steel type yet, considering its whole deal is being super defensive, and the same can be said of turtles and tortoises.
I mean, people have been crying out for years and years that Blastoise needs a rework. It should be Water Steel. Oh, because of that very reason.
Artworks 218
So, you know.
really honed in on that defensiveness with Rittertel, the helmet
Oh,
Pokemon,
it's a helmet.
a pure Steel type. Combining the armored shell of a turtle with the armor of a knight makes all the sense in the world, and the visor
I
of the
love
helmet
it.
being able to come down to protect its face, mirroring how turtles can suck their head into their shell, is so clever. Rittertel's unique diet of Spawn Poi allows it to maintain the hardness of its armor-like shell, with the toxic innards of Spawn Poi posing no threat to this Pokemon due to its steel typing.
Ah, that's
Speaking
right.
of poison type, at level 50, while a Spawn Poi is in the party, Rittertel evolves into Poirunel, the armor Pokemon,
Ooh.
a steel poison type. We go from a helmet to a full turtle knight with this evolution. The
I
incorporation
love
of
it.
Spawn Poi throughout the design not only refers to the feather of a knight's helm, but also turtles who have become covered in barnacles, with these barnacles
happens.
taking advantage of the turtle's eating and mobility to feed. While they are harmless in most cases, too many barnacles can signify poor health in a turtle. But this
Yeah.
Pokemon represents the inverse of that relationship. Poirunel uses the toxic power of Spawn Poi to its advantage, and feeds off the nutrients Spawn
okay.
Poi provides. Its command over the steel and poison types makes Poirunel a formidable opponent, striking fear
Yeah,
into
it
its
is.
adversaries. Fear is the MO of this next turtle, Turtlora, the Chaos
Ah,
Fox Pokemon,
dog type.
a dark ground type by trainer Mats.
Pandora,
This Pokemon is from
okay.
Mats' Arcadia region based on Greece, and as such, Turtlora is based on the very famous myth of Pandora's Box, where
Huh,
the
that's what
Titan
it looks like.
Epimetheus was gifted Pandora by Zeus, as vengeance for his brother Prometheus stealing fire from the heavens and giving it to humans. Despite his brother's warnings, Epimetheus accepted Pandora, who brought with her a closed jar into their new home. Just like Eve
Oh,
with the apple, her
okay.
curiosity gets the better of her. So she opens the jar, releasing evil, sickness, and toil into the world, with hope
But-
remaining at the bottom of the jar, humanity's last comfort. With that said,
Exactly.
Turtlora starts in a closed form, but thanks to its new ability, Dark Inside, if its HP drops below 50%, it transforms into its open form, raising its
Ooh.
BST by 90, exchanging
I love
defense
it.
for attack, and becoming twice as fast. A defensive and offensive monster rolled into one. And you can roll more pocket monsters into your sub feed by hitting that subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment below,
Does
letting
it
me know what your
evolve?
favorite turtle is in reality and in this video. For the electric type,
It doesn't
we have
evolve.
none other
Damn
than
it.
Photoise and Tortivolt by Anartist Astray.
Oh, I
They
know
are
that
both
design.
electric ground type, and are inspired by Herman's Tortoise and the Indian Star Tortoise.
There it is.
They also act like solar panels, as Photoise will bury itself in the ground with only its shell exposed, converting sunlight drawn into its shell into energy. This energy allows it to move more swiftly at night to avoid predators.
Ooh,
this
it's
presents
fast,
its new
boy.
ability, Solar Panel, which while in harsh sunlight, this Pokemon's speed raises each turn. Tortivolt is additionally based on plugs, which it will use its plug-like claws to discharge excess energy into the ground. This strategy is useful
Nice.
for fending off
Okay.
rivals that raid its territory during the nighttime. And time is the subject of our Psychic type, so allow me to introduce Sandile, the Time Pokemon, a ground Psychic type made by Oppo Fakemon and
Definitely need to be a little careful with that name. Sandile? We actually already have a Pokemon named Sandile as well, which is based on a sand crocodile. But this one is Sand and Sundial. Different spelling, but pretty much the exact same pronunciation. So, gotta be careful.
Icinger. Okay, to be honest, I didn't realize how many partial ground types I'd included in this video until writing the script, so yippee!
I thought I was gonna call it
Anyway,
the name like I
Sandile
did.
is obviously based on a sundial, a horological device that tells time based on the position of the sun. I think the fun part of these Testudine Pokemon is the variety of things that their shells can be swapped with, and how that informs its type. Sandile have
Yeah,
been
that
used
is
since
true.
ancient times to tell the time of day. They take great care of any sand they carry on their back. Also, I'm already aware we have Sandile, so go ahead and delete that comment.
Oh,
At level 40,
Well,
Sandile evolves
crap.
into Tortower. The Sundial has been replaced by an Hourglass, another horological device,
Neat.
which very much fits this Pokemon's ground psychic typing. I'm very curious how
How
the
does it
sand
flip?
goes back up to the top of its shell, and exactly how much time the sand measures. I don't know if I'll get those answers, but what we do know is that Tortower can remember every waking hour.
actually, I just thought about how it could get the sand up, though. It's still psychic type, so it could just use those psychic energy to reverse the flow or invert the gravity. Yeah, so, possibly that.
It's ever lived. Legends say that they can sense how much time a person has left on this mortal coil. Ugh, that's eerie, but not nearly
Oh,
as
there
eerie
it
as our
is.
ghost type
Ghost
representative. So here is Scarapace, the
Oh,
spell
I
shell
love
Pokemon,
it.
a ghost water type that I worked with Fungusmon to create. When thinking up turtles for this video, one kind of object almost immediately came to my mind. These little wooden bobblehead turtles that a friend of mine used to collect. These are actually a form of Alebrije, sculptures that are a
Ooh.
form of Mexican folk art that often depict fantastical creatures. They
I
are a
love
blend of
Alebrije.
indigenous traditions with modern artistic expression, as they were created as recently as the 1930s by artist Pedro Linares. The Alebrije were born of a fever dream he had of these mystical creatures in a forest, inspiring
Really
him
now?
to create the sculptures. In the modern day, the Alebrije are often associated with Dia de los Muertos, as they are seen
As
as
being
spirit
spirit
guides
guides.
that scare away the bad spirits. Anyone who's seen the movie Coco is definitely familiar with it.
Yeah,
So all these
exactly.
elements are combined with Scarapace, as well as being inspired by the leatherback sea turtle that have these little white dots all over
Oh,
their
yeah.
body, which made for a perfect way to incorporate the dot patterns often found on the Alebrije. These dots act as a form of camouflage for the turtle while swimming, but the dots of Scarapace basically do the opposite, making it stand out as to draw in potential prey, with the way their dots glow and move in the water casting a form of charm spell on those around this Pokemon.
Nice,
Scarapace would of course
okay.
learn Attract, Charm, and Eerie Spell to reference this, and we could give it a new signature move in Wrap Shell. This is a priority ghost type move that acts like Protect or Obstruct, lowering the target's defense by one stage, if it makes contact with Scarapace's shell, causing
Ooh,
the target to
okay.
become transfixed on it, which also acts like Follow Me, making targets focus their moves on Scarapace for the next turn. Additionally, the coloration
good.
of this Pokemon's dots are meant to reflect the bioluminescence found in many deep-sea creatures. But did you know there are actually some turtles that have exhibited biofluorescence? This is when light hits an object and the object reflects a different color back.
Like with
Some
black lights.
hawksbill turtles have been found to reflect back green and red light when hit with blue light. One tiny little detail that
I
just
love
makes
it.
this Pokemon for me is that its nostrils and this glowing part of its beak look like a skull, which is just perfect. Then finally,
Really
we
cute.
have our fighting type. For this one, I had to reference the many different incredible butt-kicking turtles found within my childhood
nice.
and adulthood too. So with that said, here is Kikame, the Sensei Pokemon,
Ooh,
a fighting
okay.
flying type. This legendary Pokemon is known throughout the world as the inspiration
So immediately get into something along the lines of Oogway and, damn it, what's the name of the old guy from Dragon Ball? Damn it, I haven't watched the show in years, so I can't remember. Oh, I only remember him as the teacher of Goku and Krillin, and teaching them the Turtle Beam, aka the Kamehameha.
Ancient trainers and Pokemon alike would study this Pokemon's movements, inspiring them to create their own techniques. It's even said that the Wushu Pokemon, Urshifu, was once Kikame's pupil during its many travels, developing
see
its
that.
signature single and rapid strike styles while under Kikame's tutelage. So I don't really ever introduce new legendary Pokemon in this series, but this Pokemon just felt worthy given its appearance and inspirations.
I'd make
With
it
being a
mythical.
turtle that once trained a black and white bear, having this staff, and its bipedality, this Pokemon is very clearly inspired by Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. While
Even I
its
called
older,
that
hairy
out.
appearance is based on the turtle Kung Fu master, Master Roshi from the Dragon
Roshi,
Ball series.
that's
the
it.
kanji for Roshi's school seen on
Thank you.
Goku's gi is the kanji for Kame, meaning turtle in Japanese, which makes up the shape of Kikame's shell. It is also where it gets its name. Ki is the onyomi or traditional Chinese pronunciation of the Kame kanji, with Ki, in Chinese
okay.
philosophical belief, being the life force of a living thing, as well as being the source of the power system within Dragon Ball. Also combining
much.
Ki with Kame comes together to look like a shortening of the word kick with the word Ame, which means rain in Japanese, as this Pokemon
raining
would definitely
kicks.
rain down kicks on their opponents. It also looks like Mario is saying he wants you to kick him. The orange
Kick
coloration
me.
of this Pokemon refers to the gi of Roshi's school, as well as being inspired by the woodland box turtle. And this little band around its eyes is of course a reference to the iconic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Most especially
fine.
Michelangelo, whose band is orange or orangish yellow depending on the depiction. The enormous eyebrows and tail of Kikame refer to both Roshi's and Master Splinter's hairiness, and the fact Roshi is the one that gifts Goku with the flying Nimbus as a reward for saving Turtle. It also comes from depictions of the Chinese mythological dragon turtle, who often have furrier faces and tails, and are symbols of power, support, longevity, and determination. All things befitting of an old, wise master turtle.
Not
Kikame's
bad.
dex entry about inspiring different kinds of martial arts and the dragon turtle part refers to the lion turtles in Avatar: The Last Airbender, which granted
And
the elements to
technically
humans
Basil.
using energy bending, which Avatar 1 used to develop the first fighting forms. Kikame's signature move would be Patient Defense, a priority fighting type status move which raises the user's defense and special defense by one stage. If the user is hit by an attack on the same turn, its defensive stats will raise one additional stage. This move refers to the
it could
monk
go up
feature
2
from Dungeons
times?
& Dragons, which you must use a key point to do. And it refers to the root of Chinese martial arts being a form of self-defense rather than being used for attacking. But you can go attack
That is
comment
true.
section with your favorite one of these turtle Pokemon. Thanks so much to our fantastic members for supporting this channel, and especially to our art mages Living Lava, Bailey Pennington, and William Hartya. See you later!
And that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this moment to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.